In the heart of the shattered galaxy, amid a war-ravaged star system known as the Sovereign Rim, there was a legend of the Elveya Shield, a barrier of unimaginable strength, capable of withstanding the devastating forces of the universe. It was said that no weapon, no matter how powerful, could pierce its surface. But no one had ever considered that the shield might be shattered. Not until I, Terian Val, did the unthinkable. The beginning, the shattered shield. The day it all began was like any other. I stood on the observation deck of the Invictus, a massive warship belonging to the Queen of Xylara, a species of telepathic near-immortal beings who ruled the Sovereign Rim. Their power was unmatched, their influence absolute. And yet, there was one thing the Queen valued above all: loyalty. As captain of the Invictus, I had served her for years, my commitment never wavering. The Invictus was preparing for battle as the sound of alarms echoed throughout the ship. Another assault, this time from the Gorthar Collective, a barbaric alliance of warring alien factions. Their fleet had been relentless, attacking everything in their path. And now they were coming for the Queen's domain. As the captain, I was responsible for ensuring the Queen's safety during these raids. But this time was different. The Queen, Lady Xylara, had insisted on joining the battle. The Xylara were formidable fighters, but even they had their limits. And though I argued, she would not be swayed. The Queen had a warrior spirit, her eyes gleaming with an unyielding fire that could rival even the most hardened soldier. "We can't afford to lose this fight, Terian," she had said, her words ringing with an unspoken resolve. "I will lead our forces myself." It was a sentiment I could respect, but it didn't make my worry any less. I had witnessed countless battles, and in all of them, the Queen's strength was undeniable. But today it would be different. We made our way to the bridge, and I took my position beside her. The Invictus cut through the endless expanse of space, its engines roaring as we approached the Gorthar fleet. Their ships, monstrous in size and cruelty, hung like ominous shadows in the vast emptiness. We were outnumbered, but our chances were good. We had the Elveya Shield. I had seen it in action before, a shimmering radiant field of energy that encased the entire Invictus like a protective cocoon. It was an impenetrable barrier that repelled all forms of energy, from lasers to plasma bolts. Nothing could break it, until it did. The first blow struck before we could even fire a shot. A Gorthar warship, a massive beast of metal and fire, launched a plasma missile directly at us. The Elveya Shield flared to life, its brilliant blue glow lighting up the bridge. But something was wrong. The shield flickered. For a fraction of a second I saw the faintest crack. "Shield's at 93%, the communications officer shouted. I was already at the helm, ordering evasive maneuvers. Another strike came, and this time the shield cracked again. My heart raced. The Elveya Shield had never been breached. It was impossible. "Captain!" Lady Xylara shouted, her voice filled with urgency. "Get us closer to their command ship. We'll take out their leader." It was a risky move, but it was our only chance. We plunged into the heart of their fleet, weaving between enemy ships as fire rained down on us. But with each passing second, the shield's integrity weakened. Another blast, and a section of the shield ruptured, sending a shockwave through the ship. The alarms blared. The shield was failing. "Prepare for impact," I shouted, even as I gripped the console, trying to keep us steady. A massive explosion rocked the ship, throwing me to the ground. The Invictus shook violently, and the lights flickered. I could hear the Queen's voice, calm and steady despite the chaos. "Terian, protect me." I turned to find her standing tall, her regal posture unwavering even as debris fell around her. She wasn't afraid, she never was. But in that moment I realized what was at stake. If we didn't act quickly, she would be lost. We all would. The shield was gone now, shattered beyond repair. The middle, the sacrifice. I had to make a choice. I could protect the queen or I could save the ship. But both were impossible now. With the shield down, we were vulnerable. I ordered the remaining crew to evacuate the vulnerable sectors, but there was no time. The Gorthar warships were closing in, and the queen would not survive another blast. I turned to her, my voice low, urgent. "Get to the escape pods, Your Majesty. We have to." She shook her head, her eyes burning with determination. "No, we fight. I will not abandon my people." In that moment something inside me snapped. The Elveya Shield had always been my trump card, my safety net. But now it was gone. The only thing that mattered was protecting the queen. I did the only thing I could. I stepped forward, facing the crumbling bridge of the Invictus, and placed my hands over the control panel. The command structure of the ship was directly tied to my own neural interface, a deep connection forged over years of service. But it was also linked to a hidden system, a forbidden system, one I had never dared to activate. The Phoenix core was a backup measure, a last resort. It was an experimental technology, one that could create an energy shield stronger than anything the galaxy had ever seen, but at a cost. It required a sacrifice. I didn't hesitate. I activated the Phoenix core, feeling a surge of raw power flow through me, through my mind. The shield wasn't like the Elveya Shield. It was something different, something ancient. As the energy poured into my veins, I could feel it pulling me apart, piece by piece. It was as if the very essence of my being was being consumed. The Phoenix shield erupted around us, a brilliant crimson glow enveloping the ship. The Gorthar ships fired relentlessly, their weapons screaming through space, but the shield held, stronger than anything I had ever felt. For a moment I thought I might survive. But the cost was immediate. The power required to generate the shield drained me completely. My vision blurred, and my body began to collapse. My limbs felt like they were being torn apart. "Terian!" The queen's voice cut through the haze, but I could barely hear her. "What have you done?" "I saved you," I whispered, struggling to stay conscious. The Phoenix shield would hold long enough to ensure her survival, but I wasn't going to make it. The ending, the reward. The battle raged on for what felt like an eternity, but the Phoenix shield held. In the end, the Gorthar fleet was defeated, and the Queen's forces emerged victorious. As the Invictus floated in the aftermath, the Queen approached me, her regal presence filling the bridge. I was barely conscious, my body failing under the strain of the Phoenix shield. But Lady Xylara was there, her eyes soft with gratitude and something more. She knelt beside me, her delicate hand brushing against my face. "You've given everything for me," she said, her voice thick with emotion. "For the realm. For us." I managed a weak smile. It was an honor. And then something miraculous happened. The energy of the Phoenix shield, still pulsing around me, began to recede. It was as if the very core of the ship recognized my sacrifice, and in that recognition it healed me, in a way no one could have anticipated. My wounds closed, my body restored, though I felt the weight of my decision lingering.